Hey everybody, so welcome to this week's episode of Roto's Questions, and we'll be doing the good news episode 4. So let's just get right into it. I want to kind of make this one a quick video. So I'm just going to talk about Germany for a little bit here. Germany in 2006 did something radical for their country, not so radical for the rest of the world. They started to allow colleges to charge tuition to go to school. So before 2006, it was free to go to school in Germany. So they did that, they tried it out for a little bit, and now they've done something even more radical. They have put the ban on tuition again. So now, colleges and universities in Germany aren't allowed to charge a tuition for students to go to school. So this is crazy because school should be free for everybody. So every country should be like this. Why is Germany one of the only ones doing it? And if that wasn't enough, because we all know tuition isn't the biggest cost of going to school. Often it's, rent, groceries, paying your bills and all that. So what Germany also did is if students needed loans, for their living expenses while in school, they can get 20 years loans with no interest on those loans. They don't have to start paying it back until 5 years after they've been out of college. And also, they only have to pay back a maximum of 10,000 euros. Even if you borrowed 100,000, 10,000 is the max of what you have to pay back. It's crazy, right? So a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but a lot of countries, I think, should start following Germany's lead here in this area because I think, like I said, school and education should be free for everyone. That would definitely put us on a much better track for the world. So way to go, Germany. And just one other thing that's coming out of Germany recently that I want to talk about is there's a new car that runs on salt water. It's called the Quaint E Sports Limousine, so you can look that up if you want. It's pretty crazy. It's just another way, something clean energy, getting away from fossil fuels and, oil and all that stuff. And don't worry about it not having enough power or anything, as they're saying right now that it can top 217 miles an hour. So that's pretty awesome. So way to go, Germany. So now staying in Europe, Sweden is becoming the first major European country to recognize Palestine as a state. The United Nations did this in 2012, but individual countries have been very reluctant and very slow in actually recognizing Palestine as a state individually, and that's due to various reasons I won't get into, but, so someone's got to be the first, so kudos to Sweden for stepping up and, taking a step towards peace. All right, so now moving back to the United States, there's a teacher that really sparked my interest, at least, and his name is Marvin Callahan. He's a teacher from New Mexico. He's been a teacher for over 20 years, and he started a program that's been helping a lot of kids and families. So 2 years ago, he started a program using his own money just to have snacks at school for the kids that are hungry. There's a lot of kids that go to school and they're hungry. So he figured, if these kids can just have something to eat, they'll learn better and feel better. So he just started buying snacks out of his own money just to keep at class. And then he noticed that on Fridays when school was over, a lot of these kids didn't want to go home. And when he asked them why, they said that they don't want to go home because they have nothing to eat at home. So then he sat down and he thought of an idea where he can send his students home with backpacks full of food for the weekend. So they'll come back happier, they'll be healthier, and in turn they'll be better students. So with help from, other faculty members, student volunteers, and, people from the community, he was able to make this program come true. And right now, I think the program is feeding about 37 families. So it's just an example of how one person can make a big difference in their community. All right, so now I want to talk about a new invention that's helping out a lot of communities in Africa, more so in Ethiopia, as that's where it's been started. So it's just a way to bring clean drinking water to places where they don't have access to clean water or where there's droughts. Africa is in the middle of a desert, not so much access to clean water over there. But so there's a new invention called the Warka water tower, and pretty much what it does is it takes vapor from the air and turns it into real water, safe for drinking. So it's able to produce 25 gallons a day, which is pretty amazing, and this can help change the world in a drastic way. As I said, over 1 billion people don't have access to clean drinking water. That can take a toll on your body, on your health, and so many other things. Just having clean drinking water can just change your standard of living by so much. So my hope is that these water towers get put up all over Africa and all over the world, pretty much anywhere that needs them. And so for my last story of the week, I want to just tell you about a piece of activism that just got some pretty sweet results. So I'm sure most of you have heard of Greenpeace. So recently they were working on a campaign to stop Lego from having a partnership with Shell Gas. This partnership goes back for decades. They've always made Lego pieces, like Lego sets that, feature like a Shell gas station or whatever. And so Greenpeace was doing this because of what Shell is doing to the Arctic environment. And so it just shows that, the amount of pressure that Greenpeace was able to put on Lego has been a success. Lego has now ceased their partnership with Shell. And like I said, this partnership wasn't just like a small deal for them. They've been doing it for decades and decades. So it just goes to show that where there's a will, there's a way. When you're willing to stand up and fight for something you believe in, you can make amazing things happen. So never give up. Always fight for what you believe in. And you never know what will happen if you don't try. So, like I said before in every episode, if you have some stories you want to share with me, send it to rotosquestions@outlook.com. Check out the Facebook page, check out the YouTube channel. They're all under the name Rotos Questions. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching, guys.